Hi, welcome to your Week 38 ConnectsU launch, and we're going to discuss your approach to the finish line. So as you probably know by now, we only have 8 days left in the school year because the last day of school is May 25th. This is not counting weekends, and some of you are in a predicament where you should be working weekends as well. At this point, there's likely 3 options for you finishing the school year. The first one is probably the easiest: complete all of your courses by May 25th. And there are a good amount of you who are going to finish and finish on time. And there's another group of you, if you've completed at least 50% of a course, you likely received a letter from our principal, and that states that you're eligible for summer school. This is not a free option. It's going to cost $100 per course, and the money has to be paid in front. So it has to be paid in full by June 11th, which is the start of our summer school. So again, I think in the high school, you can only take 2 classes for credit recovery in the summer. So the most you could pay at the high school level is like $200. But if you are in the middle school level in the summit and you need to take all 4 classes in the summer, you could be paying as much as $400. So it's important to try to at least finish some of your classes. And then if you're in middle school, the third option is if you fail more than 2 of your core classes, which are math, English, science, and social studies, you would be retained at your current grade level. That means that you would not move on. If you're in 8th grade and not going to pass 2 or more classes, you will be in 8th grade again next year. And that is the same thing. Even if you leave cyber school and go to another brick and mortar or another cyber school, you will take your grades with you. You'll be in that same grade wherever you go. If you're in high school and if you fail anything at this point, it just makes the rest of your high school career more challenging because you're always going to be playing catch up. So I encourage you to try to pass as many of your courses as possible. And really, I know that my parents would be really, really mad if they had to shell out money for me to take summer school classes when it's my fault to begin with. Make sure that you have a plan finishing the year. Don't just wing it. It's important to try to make sure you know what you're doing. Your first option would be to divide your time evenly. I recommend spending at least 45 minutes per day in each course and following a strict schedule. This option's likely if your progress looks like one of these images here. So if you're in the Odysseyware and yours looks like this image here with the progress bars, this is somebody who could likely finish all of these courses by dividing their time. And also in the summit, if you only have a couple things left to do and most things are green, this is also somebody that dividing their time evenly would work. The next group of kids would be the option to go all in on particular courses. So seeing which course you're furthest along in or which course you find easiest to finish. And then getting some credits is going to be better than getting no credits at all. It also makes for cheaper summer school for you or your parents or guardians. So this would be if you're in the Odysseyware program and your progress bar looks like this, you're at 36% complete, 63, 29. I recommend first finishing this 90% course, get that credit, then move on to the 63. Work really, really hard only in this class until you finish it, because it's better to try to get maybe 3 credits than it would be for this person to only get 1. So, and the same thing goes for the Summit Learning Platform. If you have mostly read at this point, your option is you're not going to finish all of it, I don't think. So it's more important to try to maybe grab 1 or 2 credits and then make a plan for next year. Also, it's important to remember to raise your grades because progress isn't everything. We do need the grades to be at least a 70. If you're in Odysseyware, any assignment with a grade below 70% can be resubmitted for a better grade. All you need to do is message your instructor or your learning guide, and they should be able to reopen that for you. Some instructors do ask for proof that you've actually gone back and tried to learn something, because learning is the outcome that's expected for everybody anyway. All right, and then also don't submit blank projects in Odysseyware. Those make up 40% of your grade. It's very, very important that you're not submitting blanks because it's going to be nearly impossible to pass a course if you have a bunch of blanks for 40% of it. If you're in the SLP, try to go back and turn those yellow or red projects green. You can do this by reviewing the feedback and making the changes that were outlined by your instructor. And then also, if you have time, complete the additional focus areas because those are extra credit. Also remember that launches are important. This is not something that we've made up. This is, now that we're doing grades, we're seeing how important they really are. they're worth 10% of your grade, and while that does not sound like very much, they can actually raise or lower your grade an entire letter grade. So from what I'm seeing from determining grades at the third marking period, if your grade is below a 78 and you haven't done any launches, your final grade will not be a passing grade. So it's very, very important to go in there, go back and go through in the Google Classroom and get all of those done. And if you're somebody at this point that's still asking what's a launch, you need to get in touch with your learning guide very, very quickly. The important dates for the rest of the school year: on May 17th, we have a learning lab from 1 to 3 p.m. On Friday, May 18th, we have the Keystone Biology exam. So if you are in 9th, 10th, or 11th grade and received a letter to take the Keystone Biology, you should aim to be here no later than 9:45 a.m. The test is going to start promptly at 10 a.m. On Monday, May 21st, is the Keystone Literature exam. Same thing, be here by 9:45, test is starting at 10. May 22nd is our Keystone Makeup date. So if you did not make it to the algebra exam a couple days ago, you need to show up to the Keystone Makeup Day, either on May 22nd. We also have one on the 24th. And also May 23rd is another learning lab from 1 to 3. That will be the final learning lab. It's on Wednesday, May 23rd from 1 to 3, and that's the last time you're going to be able to come in here to work. May 25th is the last day of school, and again, there will be no extension, so that's a hard deadline. June 1st is senior graduation. June 11th, the summer school payment will be due. So if you're somebody who's going to need to do credit recovery, a reminder, again, it is not free. You have to pay up front. You cannot even start your courses until you pay. June 11th to July 20th is summer school, and that will run 5 days a week, except for the week of the 4th of July you will have off. And then August 22nd is actually the first day of our 2018-19 school year. So those are the remaining important days coming up. If you have any questions on those, please reach out to your learning guides. And then your reflection question for today, I would like you to answer: how are you going to finish all of your courses by May 25th?